Hello and welcome to the Longarm Quilting Business Show, the podcast dedicated to helping you build a thriving longarm quilting business. I'm Lindell from the Quilt Room in Melbourne, Australia, and today we're diving into one of the biggest mistakes new longarm quilters make: underpricing their services. Pricing can feel really daunting, and it's tempting to set your rates too low to attract customers. But here's the truth: underpricing isn't sustainable, and it can hurt both your business and your confidence. So let's unpack why this happens, what it costs you, and how to fix it. Okay, let's start with the big question. Why do so many of us underprice our services? First, there's fear. Fear that if you charge too much, clients will walk away. You might think, if I'm just starting out, I can't charge what more experienced quilters do. Does this sound familiar? Then there's the comparison. You've probably scrolled Instagram or Facebook and seen others offering cheaper quilting services. It's easy to feel like you need to match those prices to compete. But here's the kicker: underpricing doesn't make you competitive. It undervalues your skills, time, and effort. And worse, it sets an expectation that quilting is cheap work, which it absolutely isn't. So what happens when you underprice your services? The obvious answer is you make less money. But it does go deeper than that. Firstly, it's not just about covering thread and electricity. Think about the time you spend on each quilt. From prepping the machine, loading and unloading the quilt, planning the design, every hour counts. When you're underpricing, you're essentially paying yourself less than minimum wage. Secondly, it can lead to burnout. When you're working long hours, you've got deadlines on quilts, and you still feel like you're barely breaking even. It's a fast track to resenting your business, and no one wants that. Thirdly, consider the initial investment you've made. A longarm quilting machine can cost tens of thousands of dollars, and even more if you have a computerized system. That's a serious financial commitment, comparable to a tradesperson investing in their tools and equipment. Just like a builder or electrician needs to price their services to reflect their costs and expertise, so do you. Finally, it devalues the entire industry. If enough quilters set prices too low, it really creates a ripple effect, making it harder for everyone to charge what their work is worth. We all deserve to be compensated fairly for the artistry and expertise we bring to every project. Okay, so let's talk solutions. How do you price your services in a way that's fair to both you and your clients? So, you need to calculate your costs. Start with your tangible expenses like thread, machine maintenance, electricity, etc. Then add some time. Decide on an hourly rate that reflects your experience and the local market, and stick to it. Step 2 is to research your market. Look at what other professional longarm quilters in your area are charging. Notice I said professional. Don't compare yourself to hobbyists who might not have the same overheads or are not looking to quilt for others as a business. This can vary enormously, by the way. For example, in Australia, I know that we charge a lot more than what quilters in the United States do, for example. And there's a few reasons I think for that. Mostly because the machines here cost so much more because of our low dollar value. So our initial investment is significantly higher, for example, than someone in the United States. Okay, step 3 is to communicate your value. Clients aren't just paying for quilting, they're paying for your expertise, reliability, and ability to bring their quilt to life. Highlight that in your pricing conversations. Confidence is key here. Step 4, consider loyalty programs or strategic discounts. When I first started my business, I introduced a loyalty card. If you had 4 quilts quilted with me, the 5th was 20% off. It rewarded repeat customers without devaluing my work every single time. You could also offer occasional sales on less labour-intensive patterns, which is a win-win for both you and your clients. And step 5, don't be afraid to adjust. If you realise you're charging too little, it's okay to increase your prices. Communicate the change clearly and professionally, and seriously, most clients won't even bat an eyelid. So, to wrap up, charging cheap rates for your services might feel like a quick way to attract clients, but in the long run, it can really hurt your business and your well-being. by valuing your time, skills, and expertise, you'll not only build a more sustainable business, but also attract clients who truly appreciate your work. If today's episode resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Reach out to me on Instagram at the Quilt Room Australia, and let's have a chat about your pricing strategies. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Longarm Quilting Business Show. Please subscribe to the show to be notified about new episodes, and if you like what you hear, I'd love for you to leave a review to help others find me. Here's to quilting smart and living well.